we are running out of superlatives in this sensational campaign. 30-27, the Texans win at Cincinnati. And it got real interesting and dramatic down the stretch. We're live from the Mattress Firm broadcast booth as the Texans come away with back-to-back wins for the second time this season and raise their record to 5-4. Adversity struck several times, and they dealt with it, and they've dealt themselves fifth victory on the season, with Arizona coming up next. Coca-Cola memorable moments. There's nothing like football season, and you watching and enjoying and listening to football with family and friends, drinking ice-cold Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola together tastes better. Well, Cincinnati got the ball first, and they went 75 yards in 10 plays. Joe Burrow, 32-yard touchdown pass to Trenton Irwin, and it was 7-0 Bengals, but the Texans eventually responded with a 66-yard, 7-play drive of their own. C.J. Stroud going 3 for 3 on the drive, and here was one of the throws. One back, Devin Singletary. Here's the snap. C.J. looking, throwing right side. Dell at the 6, takes it to the goal line. He's in! Touchdown, Houston! Stroud to Dell for 6. 7-7 after Matt Ammendola's extra point, and that occurred in the second quarter. So tie game late in the first half, and the Texans defense dealing in the first half, by the way. Amendola, 45-yard field goal, and that was big, probably giving him some confidence. 10-7 at the break, Texans up 3. They added a chip shot from Amendola in the third quarter, 13-7. And after a 3-and-out by the Bengals, the Texans went to work again. A 2-play drive. Big PI on Tank Dell helped the cause. They got it down to the 6, and this happened. First and goal inside the 6. Stroud under center. CJ pushes the ball to Singletary. Right side run, and Devin is in. Touchdown, Houston. Singletary with the rushing TD. His first as a Houston Texan. That made it 20-7. All right, so Cincinnati, you knew they'd make a run, kind of like an NBA game. Everybody makes a run. Well, they did. They got a field goal to make it a 10-point game. Then they got a 3-and-out by their D, and then they exploded. 64-yard touchdown pass to Jamar Chase to cut the lead to 3, 20-17. Would Houston be able to respond? Yes, they did. A 75-yard, 6-play drive, and C.J. Stroud decided to run it in himself. On first and goal, Stroud gets the snap. C.J. looking, scrambling forward. C.J. on the run across the 5. He's in! Touchdown, C.J. Stroud! The quarterback with the touchdown run, and the Texans go back up 2 scores on Cincinnati. That was a drive that started in the third quarter, ended in the fourth quarter, and built the lead back to 10. And along the way in the fourth quarter, the Texans got 2 interceptions on Joe Burrow. You thought it was their day for sure. But the Texans trying to drive out of their end of the field. C.J. Stroud on a bootleg play was picked off. The ball returned in a goal-to-go situation. Eventually, Joe Mixon, short yardage, 1-yard run, got the TD, and it's a 3-point game. Texans had the ball. They had a 3rd and 3. If they had gotten the first down, the game would be over. They couldn't get it, had to punt back to Burrow, and guess what happened? Cincinnati drove downfield. Texans eventually made a big stop. Field goal make was good by McPherson, and it's a tie game, 27-27, but with a little over a minute and a half left for C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense to get to work. Plus, they had a timeout left in D'Amico Ryan's pocket. Well, they got the ball, and they drove. Stroud, magnificent. Noah Brown, big catch and run down to the 20-yard line, part of his career day. Back-to-back games, over 150 receiving yards for Noah Brown. They got it down to the 20, and you thought, are they going to be able to make this? No Fairbairn, Matt Ammendola, first game as a Texan. Could he do it? Let's listen. 38-yard field goal attempt from the left hash mark for the victory for Matt Ammendola. Here's the snap. Here's the spot. Here's the kick. Plenty of leg. And it's good! The Texans walk off with a win. Yes! Cincinnati. They take it 30-27. Matt Ammendola at the buzzer. It was beautiful to see. Field goal drive after last week's walk-off, basically a walk-off touchdown drive. This week, The field goal ends the game by Amandola, and the Texans go to 5-4 on the season. And Andre, on the morning show of our flagship Sports Radio 610, Sean Pendergast said this week, we now have there's too much time on the clock guy. And I think the Bengals would certainly echo that C.J. Stroud is too much time on the clock guy for them. They tie the game. They left too much time for C.J. Stroud in this Houston offense. They went to work and got the win.
We were worried about leaving too much time for Joe Burrow. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, when they scored, now it's too much time for C.J. to go back and put the game away. A couple of big plays. Noah Brown, I thought, played outstanding football. He has been the last few weeks. I didn't know coming out of camp because of some drops and, unavailable because of injury at the beginning of the season. Well, boy, has he made up for the time that he missed early in the year. He has come surging back.
How about this? Last 2 weeks for Noah Brown, 13 catches, 325 yards.
Sweet.
That's insane.
Sweet.
And the Texans offense, last 2 games, 1,040 yards, 69 points.
Bobby Slowick has gotten in a rhythm, especially the last 2 weeks. There's one play that I might stay away from, the third down and or three or so.
Late in the game?
Late in the game that
to throw to Tank.
Throw to Tank on a fade route because that invites CJ to go there. If Tank wins right away, it's a lower percentage pass on third down and 2, and very inviting for a quarterback because you lose the concept. You have it going to the line of scrimmage, but once the ball is snapped, now you're just playing football. And if something presents itself where a guy is open right away, you're going to go there. But that's not a high percentage pass in that situation. So I might change that, but I thought otherwise he called one heck of a football game.
Talk to me about this. Stroud throws the pick, obviously super costly, but he shakes it off. He's able to shake it off for that final drive to get the victory. What does that mean? What does that say about him?
Well, it says that there's growth there and that he's proving to be what everyone has said about him all along, that he doesn't make the same mistake twice. Because on that play, you don't go to the crosser after you've already eliminated him. And so that's a quick learning experience for him once he sees it on film that I was on him, he was covered, I went somewhere else, and then I tried to go back to him. Well, he's outflanked me by then, and there's not a throw you can make that you're going to get the ball there. That led him into the interception.
An amazing day, total team victory. You have to say that because you picked off Burrow twice in your end. Those are Burrow bullets coming your way. They deflected enough. At the end, obviously, Burrow got the TD when you had the interception, but he didn't get the final TD to put them in front. He got it to Boyd. Boyd dropped it. They kicked the field goal. The rest is history. How about Singletary today, Dre? 30 carries, 150 yards and a touchdown.
That's going to strike up a lot of conversation right there.
Yep.
That's a Wally Pipp moment, if there ever was one, running behind this line, who has been now. I said that it would be better today because it's the same exact offensive line that has played together for 3 weeks now consecutively. So it showed in the running game and in Motors production. Yeah, you made that point in the pregame show. So I got to think even when Pierce gets back, that's going to be good for him. It's good for anybody to have continuity on the line. What about the sack situation, Trey? Our HEB sack report, the Texans had 4 sacks in today's game. How about Sheldon Rankins coming back after missing a couple of weeks? He gets 3 sacks. Jonathan Grenard continuing his special year, leading this team in sacks. He gets 1 sack. That's a total of 4. As part of Sacks for Hunger, HEB will donate $1,000 to the Houston Food Bank every time the Texans sack the quarterback. The HEB Sack Attack is brought to you by HEB, the official tailgate headquarters of your Houston Texans. 544 total yards, 4th most in franchise history, and a 30-27 victory. Jaguars lost today to San Francisco, so they're 6-3. Texans a game back, and they've already beaten the Jags once. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. 8 games left, regular season, 3-game home stretch coming up. Now, we talked about Reliant Power players of the game. So many to highlight here, but our featured player of the game happened to have a career day in the sack department, and it was huge. It's Sheldon Rankins, and John Harris catches up with Sheldon in the locker room here.
All right, man, it's a victorious locker room at Sheldon Rankins. I wasn't sure it was going to be victorious. But then I saw 1:30 left on the clock, and I know Seven's got it. How were you feeling on the sideline?
Yeah, we understand if a team gonna give Seven that much time, he gonna be able to process it. get us down the field, get us in position, operating at a high level to win this game. And that's what he did. It's no surprise to us. We just understand that, as a defense, we just got to get him back the ball, give him as many opportunities as possible to help us win games, and he's going to do that.
Before this week, Joe Burrow called you guys a sound defense. Do you think you guys delivered a message today how good your defense can be?
Absolutely. I think today we showed that for 60 minutes that we're going to fight, scratch, claw, do everything within our power to put ourselves in position to win games, make plays, and put this team on our back. And I think we showed that today, but there's still another level we can take it to.
A level for you went to today, 3 sacks. I'm sure you know this, it's a career high for you. You were all over the place, you were making plays. Even there were a couple of plays you could have got sacks on, they got 1-yard gains on it. What was working for you up inside today?
Yeah, I just trusted my preparation through the week. Understanding, I missed a few weeks coming, with the injury, but just understanding my preparation through the week, watching tape, watching film study, executing that plan in practice, and then understanding that when you get in the game, don't deviate from everything you worked on throughout the week. Trusting the process, trusting the plan, and I went out there and executed at a high level.
When Amendola's kick goes through the uprights, what are you thinking?
Victory Monday. Victory Monday. Absolutely. Coming into a hostile environment like this against a real tough team, a playoff team, a team that's fighting for Super Bowls. This isn't a team that's just scratching to see how good they can be. This is a team that, in their mind, they're fighting to play in the Super Bowl. So to come into this hostile environment and fight all the way to the end to get a victory, seeing that ball go through the upright, you're thinking, wow, we're putting ourselves on the map, the type of team we can be, the type of team we are, and Victory Monday. Absolutely.
Victory Monday. Well, I'll be working, but Sheldon, you can come in studio anytime, my friend. Congratulations on a hell of a game, and thank you very much.
Hey, thank you for having me.
All right, that interview brought to you by Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of the Houston Texans. Reliant. Dre, quick note on the defense here because they were doing so well for most of this game. Fourth quarter,
Yeah.
got a little sticky, of course. The 64-yard bomb to Chase, that got away from them. 64-yard pass that got him in range late in the game as well. Texans handed them field position with the pick, but what did you make of the defense overall? And as they get people back, should get a lot better.
Yeah, it should get a lot better. But before I go there, I thought the defense had one heck of a performance. They gave up some explosives in the second half that really hurt them. The big pass to Jamar Chase got the Bengals right back in it quickly. I think Tyler Boyd made a heck of a play at one point in time. But when I listened to that interview, one thing that really comes to mind, and we're talking about CJ being a rookie quarterback. Sheldon Rankins is a vet. Okay, he is talking about his rookie quarterback in that manner in which if we get the ball, we do our job, and we give 7 another opportunity, we feel confident that he's going to get us to the promised land. That is way a bunch of respect and mad respect way ahead of time, like years ahead of time, because you don't feel like that about your quarterback till down the road a little bit.
Yeah.
CJ's way ahead of the curve, and it's showing because of the respect that the defensive side of the ball and veterans on that side have for him.
Well, the entire city is excited about C.J. Stroud and beyond.
Right
the
now,
whole league is, unless you're playing against him. And the Bengals tasted some of that today with C.J. Stroud constructing a field goal drive to win the game, 30-27. Matt Ammendola, 38-yard kick at the buzzer. A glimpse at the Cardinals, who are in action now. They're next for the Houston Texans. Prime Sport Tale of the Tape, primesport.com for your VIP experience needs. And Andre, Arizona up next, and oh good, Kyler Murray and James Conner are back for the Cardinals, and that is tough for the Texans next week. We'll see how they do. They're playing Atlanta as we speak, but your thoughts on facing Arizona at home next week?
Well, my initial thoughts are, yes, it's Arizona. Bring them on. We need the win to go 2 games over 500. But I also caution fans that this is the NFL. It is a professional football team, and you still got a game plan, line up, give effort, and go play them and not make mistakes, because you saw that what mistakes will get a team back in the game quick. That's the quickest way for an NFL team to get back in it, no matter who they are. Yes, Arizona's made a lot of trades and dumped a lot of players at the trade deadline, but it's still a professional football team that's going to show up, and they're going to show up and play hard, and they have playmakers in Kyler Murray. Hollywood Brown,
Connor,
James Conner.
He's good.
They've got players. So you're going to have to show up and give the same effort. So I expect NRG to be nice, loud, and proud, and root this team on as they come home next week.
You want to be part of the ride, and it has been fun and
Yes,
stressful these last 2 weeks, but each of the last two resulting in victory back-to-back for the Houston Texans for the second time this season. And as we are done here in the booth, it's the Flagship's post-game show, Texans Radio with Sean Pendergast and Clint Sterner. They're going to have players. They're going to have the coach. So you want to check it all out on the Flagship, sportsradio610.com, Odyssey app, Texans app, all of it. We want to thank everyone who worked on the broadcast today. Our producer, Robert Hensley, our engineer, Aaron Raybold, Ryan Rocket back at the studio at Network Control, Sean Bajani with the highlight work, John Harris with the sideline reporting duties, Andre Ware with game analysis, and I'm Marc Vandermeer thanking you all for listening. Once again, the final score from Cincinnati, the Houston Texans 30, the Cincinnati Bengals 27. This is Texans Radio.
You've been listening to Houston Texans Football. Brought to you by Reliant Energy, Houston Area Ford Dealers, Coshada Casino Resort, and by Red Diamond. This is Texans Radio.